She told me she was pregnant, and she smiled like she expected me to stay and raise a lie. Most men break in public, beg in private, or pretend nothing happened. I did none of those. I sat down, breathed, and made one call nobody saw coming. Not to her, not to her friends. I called the woman he married. I told her everything I knew. You will feel furious, helpless, and dizzy when betrayal adds a new life to the list of lies. If someone you love betrayed you and grew a secret inside, then how far would you go to stop the cover-up? This is what I did. But before I tell you what happened that day, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. After I found out, the world didn't explode. It didn't get loud. It went silent in a way that hurt more than shouting ever could. She stood in our living room with her arms folded, pregnancy test on the counter, waiting for me to fall apart. She expected yelling. She wanted tears. She wanted a scene so dramatic she could run to her friends and say, "See? He's unstable." I didn't give her that. I stared at the test, then at her face. Calm. Too calm. Like she rehearsed the moment. Like she practiced the speech she was about to deliver. She cleared her throat. "I'm pregnant." I nodded once. "It's not mine." Her eyes didn't even flicker. That told me everything. She didn't deny it. She didn't panic. She didn't ask why I thought that. She just smirked. "It doesn't matter," she said. "You always said you wanted a family." I looked at her hands resting on her stomach. Fake affection, fake guilt, fake everything. "So," I said quietly, "you want me to raise his child?" Her voice sharpened. "I want stability. He's not leaving his wife. You know that." There it was, the confession. No hesitation, no shame. She cheated, got pregnant, and now expected me to hold her life together while she protected the man who ruined mine. "Does he know?" I asked. She shrugged. "He thinks it's yours. He needs it to be yours." I studied her face. She wasn't scared of losing me. She was scared of losing the lifestyle I built. My home, my income, my support. I was her safety net, nothing more. "You planned this," I said. She looked away. "It wasn't supposed to happen like this. How was it supposed to happen?" "He promised he would leave her, but she's rich. He'll never divorce her." Her voice wasn't filled with regret. It was filled with frustration. Frustration that her affair didn't get her the life she wanted. I placed my hands on the table and leaned forward. "Why are you telling me now?" "Because people will find out eventually. You look better if you stay. You look weak if you go." She smiled like she said something clever. That was the moment a hot, steady rage settled in my chest. Not the kind that makes you break things, the kind that plans. "So you want me to raise his baby?" I said. She nodded, not even trying to hide it. "We'll make it work," she said. "I'll lie for you. Everyone will think it's yours. You can still have the life you want." I stared at her. "Why would I do that?" "Because you love me," she said. She said it like a weapon. Like love meant obedience. Like loyalty meant humiliation. I walked past her and grabbed my phone. She watched, confused, expecting me to fall apart or beg for answers. I didn't. "Who are you calling?" she asked. "Someone who deserves to know the truth." Her smile vanished. "Don't you dare." I looked her in the eyes. "His wife deserves the truth more than you deserve protection." She stepped toward me. "You don't know her. She's done nothing to you. Don't drag her into this. She's the only innocent person here." Her voice cracked into panic. "If you tell her, he will leave me. He'll deny it. He'll ruin me." No, I said. You ruined yourself. I scrolled through the messages I'd secretly saved. Screenshots, photos, calls. She didn't know I had them. I wasn't planning revenge back then. I was gathering proof because something in my gut always knew. I found the wife's number, written in an old text from a mutual friend. I typed it in. She grabbed my wrist. Stop. Please. Think about us. There is no us, I said. Her voice dropped. Don't ruin my life. You ruined mine first. I moved to the balcony. She followed, panic rising. You tell her, and everything falls apart. That's the point. On the second ring, the wife answered. Calm voice, tired, hesitant. Hello? Is this Melissa? I asked. Yes. Who is this? I looked at the woman inside my living room, terrified, shaking, finally understanding she wasn't in control anymore. I'm the boyfriend of the woman your husband has been cheating with, I said. I think you deserve to know he got her pregnant. There was silence on the line. Long, heavy. Then a quiet exhale that sounded like a heart breaking in real time. Are you sure? She asked. Yes, I said. I can prove it. My girlfriend collapsed on the couch, hands in her hair, whispering, Please don't do this. The wife's voice stayed steady. Send me everything. I walked back inside, opened my laptop, and sent every screenshot, every photo, every late-night call record. Proof of years of lies. While the files uploaded, my girlfriend sobbed. Not from guilt. From fear. He'll hate me, she whispered. He should, I said. Within minutes, the wife replied. Thank you. I'm coming over. My girlfriend stood up, shaking. Why would you do that? Because someone in this story deserves justice. And it isn't you. She stared at me with something new in her eyes, respect mixed with terror. She thought I'd accept her lies, support her pregnancy, stay silent forever. She was wrong. I waited by the window while she paced, crying, begging, promising she'd fix everything. She couldn't. 10 minutes later, headlights pulled into the driveway. A car door slammed. My girlfriend froze. Her consequence had arrived. The knock on the door wasn't gentle. It was sharp, direct. A knock from someone who didn't want answers. Only truth. I walked toward it slowly. My girlfriend grabbed my arm. Don't open it, she whispered. You opened this. I pulled my arm free and opened the door. Melissa stood on the porch. No tears, no trembling. Her face was stone-cold and controlled, the way someone looks when they've already cried everything out before they arrived. In her hand she held a folder, papers, messages, photos, proof she'd gathered long before I called. I knew, she said quietly. I just needed confirmation. My girlfriend stepped into the doorway, voice shaking. Melissa, I can explain. No, the wife said. You had years to explain. She walked inside like she owned the room. My girlfriend backed up, shaking, hands pressed to her stomach like she thought pregnancy would shield her from the damage she caused. Melissa looked around our living room. Her eyes landed on the pregnancy test on the counter. She stared for a long moment. So that part was true. My girlfriend tried to speak, but her voice fell apart. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I didn't mean— You didn't mean to get caught, Melissa cut in. Her tone wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. Quiet words hit harder when they're true. She turned to me. Thank you for calling. Most men just walk away and leave the damage behind. I lived with lies long enough, I said. My girlfriend reached out like she expected sympathy. You don't understand. He loved me. He was going to leave you. Melissa lifted one eyebrow. He told 6 women the same thing. You weren't special. You were convenient. My girlfriend's mouth fell open. The color left her face. I looked at Melissa. 6? She nodded. 6 that I know of. You're the only one who ended up pregnant. My girlfriend staggered back and dropped onto the couch. He said we were different. No, Melissa said. He said what you wanted to hear. She placed the folder on the table and opened it. Inside were printed messages between her husband and other women. Dates, times, screenshots, familiar words, promises recycled and handed out like nothing. My girlfriend stared at page after page, hands shaking. Every message cut into her ego until there was nothing left to protect. He lied to you too, she whispered. Melissa leaned in. Yes, because liars don't change when the face changes. They repeat the pattern. You thought you were the exception, but you were the next one on his list. My girlfriend broke, full sobbing, hands over her face. The kind of crying that comes when the fantasy burns down to ash. Melissa didn't comfort her. She didn't yell. She let the truth sit in the room and do its work. Then she lifted her head, staring straight at me. I want a divorce. I want half of everything. And I want full custody of our kids. Her voice didn't shake. He's dangerous for them, I nodded. Anything I have that helps, you'll get. She reached into her purse and handed me a USB drive. This has everything. You won't need it legally. But you deserve to understand the man she destroyed herself for. My girlfriend's voice grew soft. Please don't ruin him. Melissa turned slowly. Ruining him would require effort. He'll ruin himself. All men like him do. She headed for the door, but before leaving, she looked at my girlfriend one last time. You thought breaking a home would give you a better one. Now you have none. The door closed behind her. Silence. Heavy. Real. My girlfriend's sobbing shifted. Not heartbreak, but panic. She grabbed her phone and dialed her lover. It rang twice before he answered. She put it on speaker. Where are you? She cried. She knows everything, he sighed. Yeah, I know. You knew she was coming here. Why didn't you warn me? She caught me before I left work. Papers rustled in the background. A quiet office. He wasn't panicking. He was packing. So what do we do? She asked. There was a pause, cold and long. We? There is no we. Her breath stopped. What? I'm done. You were fun, but you're pregnant now. I'm not dealing with that. You said you loved me. I say that when I need to, he said. Don't call me again. Ever. The line cut. She stared at the phone like it was poison. No words, no excuses, no defenses left. The man she destroyed me for, destroyed her in one sentence. I sat across from her. Quiet. She finally looked up. I don't have anywhere to go. That's not my problem, I said. You can't abandon me. You abandoned us first. She stood and walked closer. We can fix this. I was stupid. I was selfish. But we can fix it. I shook my head. You weren't stupid. You knew what you were doing. You just didn't think you'd lose. She put her hand on her stomach. What about the baby? You can raise your baby, I said. But not here. Her voice cracked. You're not serious. Get your things. She froze. Where will I go? You have family, friends, the man you risked my life for. He doesn't want me, and I don't want a liar in my house. She tried one last time. I'm scared. You weren't scared when you cheated. Her legs gave out, and she sat on the floor, crying harder than I'd ever seen. For a long time, I watched her crumble under the weight of her own choices. Then I walked to the bedroom, packed her clothes into 2 suitcases, and placed them by the door. This is where we end, I said. Not because of the pregnancy, because of the lies. She wiped her face, grabbed the suitcases, and walked outside. No screaming, no begging. She knew the truth. Her life fell apart the same way she dismantled mine. I closed the door behind her, but the story wasn't done yet. Because later that night, her lover's wife returned, and this time she wasn't alone. It was after midnight when the knock came. Slow, measured, not angry, not frantic. I stood from the couch and walked to the door. When I opened it, Melissa stood on the porch again. But this time she wasn't alone. 2 police officers stood behind her. She held a folder under her arm. "I'm not here to cause trouble," she said. "I need to finish something." I stepped aside and let her in. The officers stayed outside near the porch light, watching but silent. Melissa walked to the kitchen table and sat down. She looked exhausted, but there was strength in her eyes that wasn't there earlier. "My husband came home earlier tonight," she said. "He pretended nothing happened. He said your girlfriend made everything up." I shook my head. "He always lies first. It's his habit." She opened the folder. Inside were printed papers with signatures. "I filed," she said. "Divorce, restraining order, custody. The officers are here because I didn't want him trying to follow me." I sat across from her. "Are you safe?" She nodded. "I'm not the one he's worried about anymore." I waited. She took a breath. "He tried to pull everything on you. He said you blackmailed him. He said you threatened him. He thought spinning a story would save him again." She looked up. "I told the officers the truth. I gave them everything from your screenshots, every message, every night he spent with her." She leaned back in the chair. "They already contacted his firm. He might lose his license, his job, his reputation." I didn't smile. I didn't need to. He did that to himself. "What about her?" I asked. "She reached out to me," Melissa said. "She begged. She cried. She asked me to pressure you. She said she had nowhere to go." "She chose him over everything," I said. "Now she sees what he really is." Melissa folded her hands. "She's at her sister's house. She's safe. But she's not done with you." I stayed silent. "She wants to come back," Melissa said. "She told me you were her last chance. She said you're a good man. She said you're the father she wants for her baby." I shook my head. "She wants comfort." "I'm not a rescue plan," Melissa nodded, relieved. "I figured. I told her you moved on already." She didn't take it well. Silence stretched between us. For the first time, the house didn't feel tense. It felt clean, balanced, honest. Melissa glanced around. "This place looks peaceful." "It is," I said. She looked down at her papers. "I came here for one more reason. I owe you something." "You don't owe me anything." "Yes, I do. You didn't expose me to hurt me. You did it to give me a chance to walk away." She slid a small envelope across the table. "Inside is the name of every woman he cheated with. Some of them are married. Some of them have no idea. They deserve the truth too." I stared at the envelope, then pushed it back. "You've done enough. Your life starts new now. You don't need to carry his dirt any longer." Her eyes softened. "Thank you." She stood, walked to the door, then paused. "You will find someone better. Someone loyal. Someone honest." "I'm not looking," I said. "That's why it will find you." She left with the officers. Her footsteps faded down the porch. I locked the door and leaned against it. The room felt lighter. The air felt easier to breathe. The next morning, sunlight poured through the windows. No messages from her. No calls, no drama. I made coffee, sat at the table, and stared at the empty chair across from me. For the first time, I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel broken. I didn't feel like a victim. I felt done. Around noon, a car pulled into the driveway again. I watched from the window. Not Melissa. Not the police. My ex. She stepped out slowly, holding her stomach, face tired, eyes swollen. No makeup, no attitude, no smirk. Just a woman who ran out of lies. She knocked once and waited. I opened the door but didn't let her in. "I'm not here to fight," she said quietly. "I need to say something." "Say it." She swallowed hard. "I thought he loved me. I thought he was different. I told myself you were boring, safe, too stable. I thought I deserved excitement." She lifted her eyes. "Now I see excitement doesn't build a home. It destroys one." I didn't respond. She continued, I never thought you would leave. I thought you cared too much to walk away. That was your mistake, I said. You treated my loyalty like weakness. She stared at the ground. I'm going to be a single mother. I don't know how to do that. You will learn, I said. She wiped her eyes. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect a second chance. I don't expect anything. She paused. I just needed to say thank you. For what? For not calling me names. For not screaming. For not trying to hurt me back. You were the only adult in this mess. She handed me a folded paper. This is a statement saying the baby isn't yours. Signed. Notarized. You don't have to worry about anything legal. I took it. Good, she stepped back. Goodbye. She walked to her car, got in, and pulled away, slow. There was no dramatic scene. No begging, no manipulation. Just acceptance. I closed the door and placed the paper in a drawer. Something inside me settled. Not joy. Not relief. Closure. Later that night, I drove to a park near the edge of town. Quiet trails, soft wind. I sat on a bench and watched families walk by. Parents pushing strollers. Kids laughing. Normal life. My phone buzzed. A message from Melissa. Divorce filed. Lawyers notified. Thank you again, I typed back. You deserved better, she replied. So did you. I put the phone away and leaned back. The sky was clear. No clouds, no shadows. Just space. I lost a relationship. I lost trust. I lost the version of myself that accepted crumbs. But I found something worth more. Self-respect. When I finally got home, the house felt safe. Not empty, not lonely, safe. I turned off the lights, went to bed, and slept without fear. Without questions, without lies. In the end, she didn't destroy my life. She freed me from a mistake I kept forgiving. Some betrayals don't break you. They uncover you. And when you uncover yourself, you rise. If you enjoyed this story, wait for the next one.